won a state championship last year, and the goal is the same this year. So I've got a lot of work to do. My dad was a high school football coach for 30 plus years down in South Florida. And if you had asked me leaving college if I didn't go into sales, I was going to go be a high school football coach, right? Like that's what I thought I was going to go do. And lo and behold, down the road, to actually be able to do it with my brother is even special. Like it's hard to put into words sometimes, but it's pretty cool. I don't miss the games, and although I love them and they were a lot of fun, I miss the two-a-days. I miss the summer workouts. I miss getting better with guys like that more than anything else. And being able to do that at such a high level, like at Ohio State, was, I mean, as good as it can get, right?
I would also ask, what made you choose being a Buckeye? Like, what led you to choose to be a Buckeye?
It was the coaching staff. It was the opportunity to play. I'm a pretty black and white person. I took a pros and cons list and wrote down the pros and cons for all the different places. And it became, Ohio State and Florida State were my final two, right? I had family in Florida, family in Ohio. Mark Rick actually played high school football with my oldest brother, and he was a quarterback coach at Florida State that time. So, knew the coaching staff really well. Both were state schools. Both were top 25. It really came down to where could I play the most. And I had an opportunity to start for 3 years at Ohio State, and that's why I ended up there.
When you were being recruited, did you get recruited as a safety or a quarterback? Because a lot of people might not know this, the younger fans, but you came in and you played. You started as a safety, then you moved to quarterback. I mean, a lot of times when guys switch to quarterback, it's usually they were a receiver or a guy like that skill set. But to go from safety to the quarterback, I mean, you are the quarterback of the defense as a safety, but I mean,
Yeah, coming out, I was recruited as both. There were some schools, for example, like University of Florida, they only recruited me as a safety. Um, Alabama only was safety, things like that. But a lot of schools were recruiting me as an athlete. And, I had the opportunity to help as a freshman. I remember, do you want a red shirt or do you want to contribute? And, I told Coach Cooper, I definitely want to contribute. And was able to run down on special teams and be a backup, safety and fill in for Gary Berry and Damon Moore when they got hurt. So, I learned a lot. And, for me, it was how do I get better and where can I learn the most? And that's how I ended up playing both. Right. But got recruited to do both. And, all I asked for was a chance to compete. And, the rest is kind of history.